Welcome to NintendoCade channel. I am Danny. Today is an episode where I'm going to show you my complete Super Smash Bros. Collection. Now, recently Nintendo revealed in Nintendo Direct with the Smash Ball in the eyeball of the Inkling girl was really amazing, and Evan and I were really excited to hear the news. Obviously, Super Smash Bros. Is one of the biggest franchises for Nintendo, featuring many of Nintendo's famous characters all in one game. So of course, I'm sure you guys are excited. But with that in mind, I was really pumped and I wanted to gather everything I had in my collection, gather over the years. I didn't realize how much stuff I gathered, and I just want to show you in one complete episode. So hope you guys stay tuned to the very end. You're gonna see like the best things left for last. But definitely give me a thumbs up and subscribe to NintendoCade as you're watching. Let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are, what you're proud of in your collection, and especially if you're excited for the upcoming Smash Bros. Game for Nintendo Switch. So I'm going to start things off. Of course, the most important thing is the games after all. We have the first game that I actually have in my collection is Super Smash Bros. Melee. Now this game, I played so many hours playing with my friends on Nintendo GameCube. It is the game that I actually put the most hours, and I actually played competitively back in the day, so I actually can get pretty good at it, fighting all the way through with various characters. My main characters is Link and Peach. Strangely enough, those are my characters I play the most, so that's Super Smash Bros. Melee. The next game in this franchise is Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Nintendo Wii. Now this game I didn't really play all that much when it came out because it was a different time and era of my life. But nonetheless, I did put a bunch of hours into it. I did play Solid Snake, one of the characters that unfortunately hasn't appeared ever since. So he's one of my favorites. Of course, I still play Link, I still play Peach, and I also play Mario as well. So great game. I'm sure many of you guys have fond memories playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Nintendo Wii. Now going to the next entry of the franchise, and this is a big one. It's actually the most recent one until obviously they announced Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch. That is Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. So this is what's great about this one here. This is a fantastic game. I actually put a lot of hours in this one as well. I'm not as great in this one compared to Melee. Nonetheless, I love the mechanics. It's a balance between Melee and Brawl, and then you got this game. With that, this is a big. This bundle I want to show you guys. This is a little bit different than the standard game. You can see it's a little bit thicker. The back is very similar to the standard edition that you can get for this game, but what includes in this is actually an adapter, this one here, that allows you to play with 4 controllers, which is the GameCube controller, and it does include it in this bundle. So it's actually a fantastic way to play the Smash Bros. Competitively in the right way. Obviously, it's preferred is the game controller. So it does have all the game, the controller, and the adapter itself all in one in this great limited edition bundle. So it was really great that I was very happy to get this to add to my collection. Now, obviously, you guys know I have a series on my channel called Only in Japan, and with that, I actually import a lot of items in my collection, and this is no exception. I actually got GameCube controllers from Japan. This is the black edition of the game controller, with obviously it's from Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. It looks gorgeous. It actually has the Smash Ball there. I actually had this one. Actually was available in the United States, but I had to get a matching set. And with that, I actually grabbed myself the white version of the same controller. You guys can see clearly it's matching set. It looks gorgeous, and I love the white, especially because this one is exclusive only to Japan. So I actually had to import this. So I'm like, why not just get a matching set? It's all in Japanese and it's great in collection. And this actually goes for Prepty now because game control been discontinued for quite some time. So to get a new game control now is you have to look around and look for deals. But nonetheless, I'm very proud to have these in my collection. So continue the trend with Japan, I was actually able to get a soundtrack, and now one of the games I'm sure you guys are gonna mention to me, Danny, you missed one of the games. That is the Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo 64, the original. Unfortunately, I don't have it in my possession right now. I believe probably a friend took it from me and never returned it. I just noticed that, but nonetheless, I do have my collection. It's somewhere around. I'll have to ask around. But this is the soundtrack for the first Nintendo 64 game that I imported. Obviously, I have a very fond memories of the original Nintendo 64. The music, it's just have that different vibe compared to the newer entries. I love the soundtrack for this game, and this is one that I can pop in once in a while to listen to the original tracks from the N64. It's just out of this world, so definitely a must-have. Now, continuing with soundtracks, I actually have one. We were just talking about the Wii U edition, and this one is actually an exclusive item that was available to Club Nintendo. It's actually the soundtrack for the game itself. It is a fantastic soundtrack. It actually has 2 discs in there. It's actually a freebie. It was given away by Club Nintendo, if you guys remember. I'm pretty sure many of you guys may have this. If not, you know, you're missing out. Definitely a worthwhile to get. The music is phenomenal. You guys boot up the game, you know what you're expecting. Great soundtrack. I love the look of the silhouette of the various characters. But speaking of the Super Smash for the Wii U, I also got this really awesome guidebook. It's really big. It's actually thick, I should say, pretty hefty. And it's actually pretty goes in depth. I haven't opened this one, but I actually have another copy of this book that I opened up to kind of look into it, and it actually includes these collectible bookmarks in there. So it's actually an exclusive piece. Looking in the back, they kind of explain to all the various characters that you can get the various strategies to get you started, and also of course you have to play the game to kind of understand the mechanics and the frame, all that good stuff. I'm not gonna get into that, but just to say this is part of my collection. I'm very proud of it. But one thing about Super Smash Bros. A while back, I actually made a tour of the Nintendo World Store. Now, you guys, if you guys watched my previous episode, just not too long ago, I made a tour of the Nintendo New York store. Back then, right before they renovated to Nintendo New York, they actually had a really amazing showing of Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. The whole store is decked out with various, you know, like the artwork, the character designs, and actually these exclusive panels of art that other companies were involved with Nintendo. Obviously, you know, there's Pac-Man, Mega Man, all the third-party characters come together in this entry. So they had these really awesome art pieces that, you know, feel free to check it out. I'll put a link down in the description so you can see the full tour of the Nintendo World Store back then before they renovated to the current Nintendo New York today. But now going back to the Nintendo World Store, they had these really cool promotional items. I'm gonna get to that in a second, but I want to get to the promo items itself that I was able to grab down the line. Now, going along with the same games that we mentioned earlier, this is the coin that I'm sure many of you guys were able to grab a while back. This is a cool coin, has a Smash logo on this side here, and of course the Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U right in front of the coin itself. So hope you guys were able to get a grab of this coin. It's really cool, and it's a very nice piece to add in the collection. Next one is it's really neat. Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. This is actually a steel book. There's no game in here, so this is actually something I had to import. It was only available in Canada. So obviously, Canada is not too far from where I live, but then again, at the same time, it was only available in Future Shop. So if any of you guys are in Canada, maybe you guys grabbed this when it was available. You got the game, you pre-ordered it, you were able to get this. It's actually from Future Shop. So that's actually it's a limited edition steelbook. So really cool. From the back side, you see Princess Zelda, Diddy Kong, and Pit there. On the front side, I'll create obviously my main character for most of the Smash Bros. Game is Link, Mario, and Pikachu. So cool, so nice. And if you guys, you can also put the game disc in this steelbook if you wish to do so. Alright, so one of the things that I was able to get, and this really large piece I'm actually looking at right now, is actually this really cool championship belt, I guess to say, the Super Smash Bros. Champion belt. It's really neat. This is actually a promo piece that when you get the game, I was able to get the bundle before that you saw, and they gave this out as one of the freebies, so it's pretty cool. You can see the Smash Ball and the various design cues from Super Smash Bros. So you can probably hang this against the door. It'd be a nice piece, you know, like right behind me like that, looking really cool. One of the things that I was mentioning earlier with the Super Smash Bros. At the Nintendo World Store, back then they actually had a tournament, and this is actually the ticket that they actually handed out. This is the Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 3DS National Open Tournament. It's actually taking place in October 11, 2014, and at that time they actually had these really competitive gamers that came there and actually played the 3DS version. Now, obviously, you guys know that I mentioned all the games before, but I didn't mention the 3DS. I'll leave the best for last. Remember that. So this is a really cool piece, and it's actually very thick. It's actually a nice thing to have in the collection. It's on the back side. It actually has the Smash Ball right there. Well, when I was there, they actually gave out some really cool promo items. I'm gonna start with this cinch bag here. This is a really cool, nice thing. It really is a proud piece. It looks really cool with the logo of the game itself, the 3DS and the Wii U. On the backside, a really, really big Smash ball. But while inside there was actually not just the bag itself, they had some including the goodies in there. One of the coolest little things is these pins here. This is the Smash Ball pin they gave out. Really, really cool. This one is also the Smash logo. They give out stickers, so you can actually plaster it anywhere, a locker or a notebook, make it spruce things up. But of course, I didn't use it. This is a collectible piece to me. Also, I grabbed at the store. It was actually a pamphlet that was available. It's not part of the cinch bag, but this is a really nice book that kind of explains the game itself, shows various artwork. I couldn't just pass along this one. Just look at that, how cool that is, with all the characters, the various modes in the game. So you can kind of get a look very quickly there. We've talked about the 3DS and the Wii U version, and of course more character art. So this is actually very examples of the Nintendo World Store, of the art, the panels that they put up the artwork throughout the store. Really cool. Now going back to the cinch bag, I got some more items that's really cool. I actually got this t-shirt you see itself. This is actually was available in the bag. I was really excited. It fit me perfectly. It was a nice size, so I'm very grateful for them to offer that. But one of the really creme of the crop in the cinch bag is this really amazing towel. You can see, I'm going to open it up in a second, but you can see this Super Smash Bros. Towel right there. On the back side is the same design with the logo, but you open it up, you get to see that is a Smash ball in the center. Ain't that cool? Ain't that awesome? I mean, this is really a nice piece. I haven't used it or anything like that, but obviously a lot of the competitors at the national tournament, they literally just wore it over their shoulder like this. And yeah, look at that, look like a champion here. I mean, well, hopefully one day I could be a champion, right? I'm wishing that would be the case, though. So, all right. So moving along, that's the end of the cinch bag. I also got at the tournament. Now this is the cool thing. I brought my game, and since it's about the Nintendo 3DS version of Super Smash Brothers, I brought the game, and then over there they actually had Bill Trinen, one of the people. If you follow my channel long enough, all the way back, I admire Bill Trinen because he's actually the official translator for Shigeru Miyamoto, the founder and the creator of the Mario Zelda franchise and numerous franchises itself. He's been in various E3, so obviously, he's behind the works, and he's actually the commentator for this tournament. I have him signed it. It's actually right there on a little corner right there. You can see it's from Bill Trinen. So really, really amazing piece to have there. This is one of the autograph collection pieces that I never shown until now. So this is a proud piece that, from that moment in time when I was at the tournament. So I'm very happy about that. So the next two things that I want to show you guys is actually, I actually almost forgot about it until, obviously I have so many Nintendo 3DS systems. And if you guys already know what I'm talking about, I actually have the Super Smash Brothers Nintendo 3DS XL. It's actually, when I first saw this revealed, I was like, wow, that's a really cool design. I actually have so many of the Smash Bros. Characters shown on the cover of the actual system, looking really, really cool. And I love the red. But of course, they actually came with two variations of the same system. And the next one is obviously the blue edition of the Nintendo 3DS XL. So look at that, really cool. You can get a little comparison of the two systems here, two identical systems, but of course I had to get the complete set since I'm a big Smash Bros. Fans after all. Right? So to end it off, I actually have, obviously if you watch my entire game room tour, it's a 3-room tour, so if you have a chance, do check it out. You can see what my channel is all about, what I have in my collection, and I've gathered and collected for over 7 years as of this recording, of course, so it could be in the future that could be longer. But I do have an amazing amiibo collection, and this is actually the Super Smash Brothers amiibo collection. I have the entire set as of this recording, so who knows, Nintendo may add more characters to the lineup, and that, it's something that I can go to my collection and know that I have a really complete set of the Smash Bros. Line, because it covers every single franchise that I can think of that I enjoyed. Who knows, maybe more franchises we'll cover in the next one for the Nintendo Switch. And again, the Nintendo Direct was an amazing reveal, and I'm really pumped for it. I hope you guys feel the same way. So let me down below in the comments what your thought on my collection so far. What do you enjoy seeing? And also give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate the feedback. Subscribe to NintendoCade. That's always helpful. And I'll catch you again in the next episode.